Get in, nerds. We're playing Victoria 3. We're still out here playing as the Ottoman Empire. I think I'm gonna... We don't need this song. I always skip the end of Dreaming of the Future. I don't know. I think it might be bugged. I think Dreaming of the Future might just go forever. But we'll get through that to something a little bit more upbeat. So, let's take a look at our market. We have very expensive coffee. Very expensive art. That's not shocking. Art is very expensive. Expensive groceries. Porcelain, luxury furniture, luxury clothes, and services. Paper is pretty expensive. Meat is pretty expensive. What do we have that's better? Furniture is okay. Wood is doing just fine. Tobacco is doing great. Particularly the price of grain is pretty low. Price of glass is very affordable. Silk is very affordable. And tea and liquor are positively everywhere. Cool. Alright, that's the basis of the economy. So, let's take a look at our production methods. We can definitely sew more clothes, but more luxury clothes. That'll be more profitable for our textile mills, but it will increase the cost of silk. Where's our silk coming from? We do have silk plantations within the country. Alright, so we're going to change over a few of these for now. We'll do the ones in Hood of Vendigar. We'll get those ones working. That will increase the cost of silk significantly. For furniture manufactories, we need more of these producing luxury furniture to reduce the cost of that. Tooling workshops, we're on wrought iron tools. Alright, that's going to be rough. We're going to need a lot of tools once we get lathe unlocked, so we need to plan for that. Where are we with wood? We're okay. But we're going to need to build more construction sectors. So let's get that going. I'm going to build them in Ankara and Konya. So... actually, I'm not going to build one in Ankara. I'm going to build one in Kastamonu. Alright, so that's construction for the beginning of the game. So let's get going here. What I want is a reformer. I can't invite Giuseppe Mazzini because he is not accepted in our country. But we should get a reformer. We're getting cotton gin, that's very good. Army reserves, dang, and stock exchange. Alright, we got lucky with cotton, well, not lucky with cotton gin. We were always going to get cotton gin. Alright, and I think we're going to build a few more of these. Let's put them in Trabzon and... Let me see, Trabzon does not yet have an urban center. What about Diyarbakir? Erzurum? Alright, yeah. This is going to end up costing the government a lot of money over time, but that should be fine. We do have some iron. Do I have access to iron frame buildings? I do. So we're going to go ahead and do that right away. It's going to really dramatically increase the cost of iron, so I'm going to go back to wooden. So I'm going to need to increase the amount of iron we're producing. This is rough. Our iron mines are in Bosnia and Skopje right now. Are those places ones with an urban center? No, and yes. Alright, so Skopje, we're going to get a couple more iron mines. Oh, excellent. We have a very strong movement to enact homesteading. That will create a rebellion among the local governors. Awesome. I love it. What's a shame is I actually do definitely want to get rid of serfdom. But I don't want to have to fight my landowners immediately. So in terms of reform, well, I think the first thing I'm going to do is go to dedicated police force. That's something that will make everyone happy and will give us a buffer a little later. As you can see, the suppressed separatism thing has been started. Okay, game, let's get going here with the soundtrack. Let's get the soundtrack going. For wheat farms, we have some producing. Yeah, we can definitely make more money producing all citrus. Rice farms, same thing, we produce figs. Livestock ranches, I don't necessarily... Oh. Already! Whispers of insurrection. Event in Macedonia. A climate of paranoia on the city of Veroia after a local imam accused the Orthodox community of conspiring with Austria to undermine the authority of the Sultan. Are we God's adversaries? Are God's adversaries to be the equal of Islam? Some corrupt pashas in Constantinople may think so, but we true believers know better. As we speak, the unbelievers in our midst are busy plotting our doom, conspiring with their foreign masters to carve up our country, like the confectioner carves up a baklava. These are just rumors, right? Orthodox popes of Macedonia become more radical. Radical Sunni voices might take matters in their own hands. Oh boy, that's not great. Crackdown on suspected traitors, better safe than sorry. Ottoman relations towards Austria deteriorates by 30. Ottoman infamy increased by 5. Reactions should satisfy Sunni radicals. A bunch of Orthodox pops in Macedonia become more radical. Alright, these are just rumors. This is nonsense. I don't want to deal with this. So what I'm hoping is that I can use the springboard from local governors, from the local governors being happier with dedicated police force, to increase the total amount of to allow me to get homesteading going as the people demand, without being in a situation where they rebel. That's where I'm going with this. So, I'm doing these iron mines. I'm gonna actually queue up, I think, 2 more levels of these. Where are you with urbanization? 65. So that'll put Skopje at 85. So I think we have taxation capacity. We don't have enough. So if I just go ahead and build 1 level of government administration after that, that should keep us okay from a cash perspective, while also ensuring that Skopje gets its urban center. Because again, urbanization is one of the ones that I'm going to do a bunch of. After that, oh right, I need to fix up these barracks. So I think after that, we're going to build arms industries here. And Trabzon, you have 50 here. And what that's going to do is allow us to tolerate a higher amount of military might. But actually, I think I'll be able to... How is our market looking for military goods? We have way larger amounts of buy orders for both artillery and small arms than I would like. So, that's not ideal. We're producing 15 levels of small arms and artillery per arms industry here. I think that's how we're going to keep it for now. But this is definitely a priority. So actually, I'm going to increase both of these by 1. And part of the reason I'm doing it in these areas is, number 1, because they're relatively secure. But number 2, because these areas need industry in order to be properly urbanized. We got some new construction sectors now. So that should be enough to get us going. I'm going to put one of these over to iron frame. That'll cost us a bunch of iron, but we are expanding iron output right now. As you can see, iron has become expensive. I'm going to pull in iron from... Excuse me? What? Bruh. No. Popular playwright endorses reform. In the midst of the debate surrounding dedicated police force, one of our country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the petite bourgeoisie, has staged a widely acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the desires author for a law to be passed. The man's viewpoint may be partisan, but, sir, you cannot argue with his prose. I'm actually going to go with let's ensure the play gets a wider international audience because I like prestige. We're going to have a lot of prestige. And we don't need we don't have any chance of a stall on here. So this should be a relatively painless law to pass. So, what was I doing? I was trying to pull in some iron. We need iron. Huh. Some from Sweden and some from Morocco. That's really curious. I wonder why that is. We have a little bit of extra influence, so let's go ahead and use these. What's our relationship with Egypt? It's very bad. Alright, cool. That's what we want because we're going to be fighting Egypt later. So for the moment, I'm not actually increasing our barracks, although I will put us into proper ports here just for the sake of standardization and because I like it. So I think after this gets done, we're going to need to build 5 more levels of barracks. I think we'll put them in Hood of Vendigar here. And that's going to get us up to the 150 that we need in order to have modernization completed. What is Egypt at militarily? We've got 108 battalions. And they're at line with mobile artillery. Alright, so we're not going to be able to take them yet. But it shouldn't take too long. So all this business should get itself done over the course of the next year. I'm hoping that'll be okay. How are we doing with iron? We're doing okay. I'm going to pop another one of these. So it's going to be 50 units of iron per level. So if we go up to 180, we're going to be exactly over. And that's not something I like. Where are we with our diplomatic interests? We have 3 used. We've declared in Persia. The Dnieper. I don't think we need the Dnieper region. Let's go ahead and grab a region in Northern Europe. And that way we can have better access with these folks up here. And that'll help. That should help us with trade and stuff, which is something I very, very much want. I would also really like these protectorates not to be big mad. But currently, they're big mad, and there's nothing I can really do about that. So, we're still working on these iron mines. Our construction rate is so slow because we only have one place on iron frame. I'm going to flip these over. I'm going to put the ones in Eastern Thrace, the capital, on iron frame. That's going to cost us a little bit more money, but it is also going to make us build faster, and that's something we desperately need. Hopefully getting these interests activated. Okay, we should be good to go with our other ones. Hopefully getting these interests fully activated. There we go. will give us some more people we can potentially purchase iron from. Hanover. Great. Well, so it's not ideal, but it is what it is. Stay hydrated, kids. So I think at this point, this is not a chill run. I'm going to go ahead and increase the speed a little bit here. I'm not going to go all the way up to 5 because I don't want you to be completely lost with what I'm doing, but I am going to go up to 4. We're continuing to expand the iron industry. That's going to give us a slightly better iron supply. We're also pulling in more from our new trade partners. Discord within the intelligentsia. An influential faction within the intelligentsia has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of dedicated police force. Themselves in favor of the law, they've now resolved to form a separate political faction intended on passing it. With their support, the bill shall pass, or the armed forces extend an open hand to these mavericks. I'm going to do this one. I don't want to have too much member flight from the intelligentsia, because they're my primary friends in the government. As we get these done, we're going to put more of these over to Iron Frame. I can't put too many over to Iron Frame, though, because I still want to have some iron and hardwood left over for when I expand my arms industries. In fact, I might need to go ahead and do that. I'm going to need to build some, actually more government administrations than this in order to sustain the level of... in order to have the amount of bureaucracy that I'm going to need to sustain the police that I'm currently employing. So I'm actually going to move these up. So where else do we need urbanization? We're good. We're good here in Aydin. We're not good in Konya. How much do we need? 2 levels of government admin would be just fine. Are we low on tax cap? We are. And these areas are low on tax cap, aren't they? Yes. Okay. I'm just paying attention to where I'm building in terms of my overall taxation capacity, because I don't want to be in a situation where I'm building up... I don't want to be in a situation where I'm building up taxation capacity that won't be profitable, because currently I've got 11,000, almost 12,000 actually, pounds in unrealized taxes a week. And that's going to be pretty bad. I want to not have that. And the best way I can do it is to build up taxation capacity in these areas where we're short on taxation capacity. We're good in Constantinople. We're not actually good in Hudavendigar, but... The thing is, Ankara... Okay, cool. 1 level of success with dedicated police force. The thing is, Ankara already has an urban center, and I really need to get these urban centers going. So that's why we're doing it the way we're doing it. Alright, so this is making these slightly more affordable. I think when I get my next level of iron mines, I'm going to go ahead and switch it over. What the heck, we'll put Konya back on Iron Frame now, YOLO. That's all. Is that... Do the children still say YOLO? I feel like the children still say YOLO. I'm just kidding. Nobody says YOLO anymore. But it is what it is. I think I say it ironically, but I don't know that there was ever really a time when they were not saying it ironically, so you know how it is. Alright, Iron Mines and Skopje are almost done. That will be very good. Next is Government Admin. After that, it's Arms Industries, then Barracks, and I think after that we're going to build ourselves a proper university. We're going to build it in our capital. That's going to give us a much more powerful base of intelligentsia to help pass our freaking reforms. Our government remains unacceptable because our local governors have become weaker. If we pop them out of government, we'll go to contested. They won't love it, but they'll tolerate it. But for now, I think we're going to stay at unacceptable, just to keep things rolling, and so that I don't get a bunch of... No, you know what? Let's do it. Let's bite the bullet. The local governors are still very happy with the government, so... In fact, I don't know why they're not as happy as they were before. It might just be because some of them are radical. Yeah, it's because some of them are radical. We don't have enough loyalists to make things better on that front, but it is what it is. It's fine. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's right. Well, I did a big stupid, friends. That was why I was doing that. Law advancement, very good. That was very silly. I just created a bunch of radicals in the interest group that I need the least radicals in for no reason whatsoever, but it is what it is. I don't like the set up a trade route to bring in a resource events. I don't think they add anything to the game. This trade route is not optimal for me, so. The trade route with Sweden is unproductive. Let's buck it. Let's put the kibosh on it. With that said, there is going to be more and more demand for paper as things go on, particularly because we're currently building up government admin. Do I want to stop to build up paper mills? How much do they produce per level? 40 at the basic level. So the question is, what does it take to get them on a better one? It takes mechanical tools. And do I have access to the sulfur that I will need in order to utilize them? I do. Could be worth it. Could be worth it. Mosul, do you have an urban center? You do not. You have 15 urbanization. All right. That's going to be a bit of a struggle, friends. But it is what it is. I think we're actually going to potentially end up needing more arms industries here than we're even currently building. So, what does our military tech look like? If we get shell gun, that'll let us get extra arms industries. If we go to line infantry is 1 small arms per level. And cannon artillery, or mobile artillery is the one we're going to eventually need, is 1 artillery per level. Each of these arms industries, perfect, we're on stage 3. Each of these arms industries produces 15 per level. We're going to have a total of 4. So what that's going to mean is we're going to have 90 available for each of these. And we're going to have 90 available total in the country. And I think we're going to want 120. That'll put us in nice good stead. We don't need too much more urbanization here in Konya. We can kind of live with where that is. Northern Thrace, we're good. Western Thrace, we're good. Ingrid, we're good. Erzurum. Diyarbakir. We'll build a couple levels of arms industries in Diyarbakir. And we'll put those ahead of everything else, of the other ones, and that will give us plenty of urbanization. If I wanted to... The reason I'm building these in Eastern Thrace, which already has a bunch of urbanization, is because, again, I want these to be near to my capital, and Eastern Thrace is my capital. And the reason that matters is because where you put buildings affects the power of the interest groups that mostly key off of those buildings. The ones that mostly key off of the universities are the intelligentsia, whose power I want to build up as much as I can, because the intelligentsia are a very reform-minded interest group. Soon, my homesteading enjoyers. With iron. Oh god, we're short on tools. Pulling some tools from Belgium. We're short on tools. Does the arms industry require tools? No. It only requires iron and hardwood. Interesting. Well, most of our logging industries are not beautiful. Puts us in a shortage of bureaucracy, but we're currently building up government admin, so that's okay. Are you kidding me? Oh. Well, let's go to tenant farmers. Beautiful. There's Napoleonic warfare. That's something we need. Desperately, really. Enacting tenant farmers has irritated the local governors, but not completely. So I think we'll be able to make this happen. Currently, we only have success and advance chance, so I'm pretty confident. This might end up taking some time. Drafting these. With the establishment of a military draft, the state must now declare the role, if any, of non-Muslims in our army. The Empire's non-Muslim subjects have traditionally been exempt from military service, substituting their blood with a special jizya tax paid to the High Porte. Proponents of army modernization have now suggested that the extension of the draft to all Ottoman subjects, however, would rob the imperial coffers of an important source of income. Those who can afford it may pay a draft exemption tax. We lose jizya and we get a slightly reduced penalty to conscriptable battalions. Okay. Or the draft applies to all subjects regardless of creed. We just lose jizya. We get proper conscriptable battalions, but we get a bunch of radicals. I think I'm going to do this. It just is what it is. Like, we were always going to have a lot of radicals in those areas. Okay, this is really unfortunate. The duel. So these two guys want to kill each other. You're the head of the armed forces. You're a moderate. You're the head of the petite bourgeoisie. You're an abolitionist. We should stop it. You're happy about the current law change. Join the government? No, I can't do that. Join the government? You not in the government? Are you happy about the law change? No. Make an unacceptable government. Are you sure you're not happy about going from... Let me try this. That is going to make that better. Okay. Opposition members put forth demands. Huh. Well, I'm going to acquiesce to the demands because I want to get this law passed. As you can see, our building out government administration has put us back where we need to be bureaucracy-wise. Now it's just a matter of building up the arms industries that we need to build up in order to support the army that we want to have. This is also going to cost us a bunch more iron, so I'm going to get a few more iron mines built in Skopje. Unfortunately, I'm going to not be able to do that because Skopje is out of infrastructure. And I need to be able to have infrastructure in order to function. Debruja, you have 30 urbanization. You have a bunch of infrastructure available. Can you have iron mines? You cannot. Maybe some of these areas have iron available? Suboptimal. Ezrin. You're going to get iron mines. Diyarbakir, you only have coal. Okay. I'm going to pull these up past our other stuff. Oh, let's stall. Peasantry rebranded. A clash of thought has erupted in eastern Thrace. Rural firebrands have criticized the tenant farmers' laws for supporting a master-servant relationship with the local governors. Feh, we work too much for that, madam. All I'm saying is that if I wanted a woman to take all I work for, chain me to a bed and call her mistress, I'd rather actually owe her money first. The nearest bordello is 3 towns away. Oh, I was thinking of a marriage dowry. Jesus. Wife bad! Perhaps your revision is in order. This will make the landowners angry and reduce enactment chance. People will work what they are worth. Reduce enactment chance makes the rural folk unhappy. Concessions must not avert the revolution. Are we revolutionary already? Yeah, I think I'm going to piss off the rural folk. Because I can't afford to have the local governors getting any angrier. Happily, our improving relations with these various European powers has gone swimmingly. We'll be able to continue doing that. We've had a... Actually, our standard of living is okay. Surprising. But good. Get that going. I'm probably going to put a pin in it in the middle of the year, because we've actually gone on a little long. I need to manage my iron supply pretty carefully here. Can't get too much. Can't go too crazy with this stuff. How are we with tools? We're doing okay with tools. I don't know that I want to switch this method over yet, just because meat is pretty available right now. I don't necessarily want to change that. These will be more productive if we get fishing trawlers. But do we have the clippers to be able to support that? We absolutely do not. Alright, so we won't. Yeah, all this stuff is just going to be kind of difficult until we get these arms industries built. And unfortunately, it just kind of is what it is with that. We're having a little bit of a shortage on influence. I think we've got reduced influence due to our local governors being big salty about the end of serfdom, but I don't think there's anything I can really do about that except press on to end serfdom. So we got that going. That said, it's about the middle of the year. It's actually 1839. We've gone on way longer than I thought we were going to, but it is what it is. I've had fun. I hope you've had fun, and I'll see you all on the other side.